Welcome to SELP, where business students get help. I'm your online coach, C Positivista. Welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about key activities. So again, we're going through the business model canvas, this document here. So if you haven't already been taking notes throughout the series, I would advise that you go back and watch the previous videos and just be jotting them down. And I've been working with clients who have also been filling this in, and it's been really beneficial for them. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about key activities. So the activities that you need to do. So the key things that you need to do in order for you to provide value for your customers. For someone like, I don't know, maybe a hairdresser, one of your key activities would be to make sure you're sanitizing your equipment, your combs. Are you sanitizing those? Are you cleaning those? Because it's going from one person's hair to another person's hair. So things like that type of activity, it really does vary from business to business. For example, someone who deals with food, are you making sure that you're constantly cleaning your chopping boards, your knives, your equipment? So things like that, different activities that need to be done in order for you to continue to provide value. And what that essentially means is for you to continue to be running, for your business to continue to be running, what is it that you need to continuously be doing? So it's not necessarily the things that you can put down, the things that maybe just need to be done once. Like say for example, like your logo is an activity, it's a key activity. However, how many times within the duration of your business will you need to create a logo? You do that once, but that is also a key activity. So where you have things like that need to be done once, another key activity is to maybe purchase uniform. I don't know, t-shirts, hoodies, whatever. And again, that's a key activity. If you have people working for you, you've got employees, they also need uniforms, then that's another key activity that needs to be done. How often are you making these purchases? So all of those things are the key activities. I believe that financial literacy should definitely also be within this key activity, because others might have an accountant, but if you don't have an accountant, then you sitting down and really looking into your finances, your business's finances, that is a key activity that needs to be at the top of your list, that needs to be constantly done. Are you paying your taxes? Are you making sure that you're putting your money away for your taxes? Are you making sure that you're keeping your book, like your bookkeeping, you're constantly looking at the finances, like, and things are matching up? Because if you're so focused on the content element of things, you're so focused on the customer service, you're so focused on all of these things, and you're neglecting the financial aspects of your business, then that's not going to put you in a good position at all. So it's things like that type of activities. It's important for you to have a customer service plan, simply because how do you plan to provide service? If you don't know how you're going to provide a service, then it's almost like you're just going to be winging it. Don't wing it. Like, so say for example, how do you feel your customer journey should go, or how do you want that customer journey to go? If your main platform is your website, like, how will they get to your website? So say for example, they get to your website, and through your website they're able to make a purchase. Great, that's one way. However, there's other ways where if you were to have your website link on your Instagram page, that would then be you promoting your services on Instagram, you then providing maybe content on your Instagram, and then through them seeing your content, they will be able then to see that website, click onto the website, go to your website, and then they can opt to have a session with yourself, or they can opt to buy one of your products or use your service. There's so many different ways, but if you don't sit down and have a think of how that customer journey will go, then it's like what are you doing? I think it's really important for you to kind of like sit down and really think, about all the key points, really hit all the points. It's like, so always go back to your customer segment, always go back to your niche, always go back to that the customer avatar document that we created on video 1. Always go back to that. Which platforms are your customers at? Where are they? If you feel like they're on Instagram, really promote on Instagram heavy, and make sure that your website is there, and make sure that there's that call to action, because if there's no call to action, then they won't know where to go. They won't know that in order for you to make money, they will have to click the link. They will have to make, if it's a phone call that you want them to do, write down, give us a call, or give me a call to book a session. They won't know that until you communicate that. And sometimes there's so much going on social media where it's like you create a video and within the video there's no call to action. So it's like, what do you want them to do? Essentially, what do you want your customer to do? If you want them, say for example with a YouTube channel, if you want them to subscribe to the channel or to like the video, then you say that, communicate that. If you want to put out there that you're providing a particular service, then communicate that. The next thing will be customer feedback. I believe that it's really important for you to be getting customer feedback. Again, sometimes people might not say it in a nice way, but you just need to see it from the perspective of, okay, it's constructive criticism, and sometimes remove the tone of how the person said it, remove the wording of how the person said it, and really just look at it as black and white. What is this person actually saying? And then you can make changes. But if sometimes you might feel like, well, this person is just being annoying, or this individual is just having a bad day. But if the same thing is being said by different customers, then there needs to be that time of evaluation. Maybe it's time to listen to your customer and change that. And sometimes with our businesses, it's like you look at your business and you think, oh my gosh, like, this is my baby. Like you don't want to hear anything negative about your business. But you know what? If you want to grow, if you want your business to grow, if you want your business to succeed, then listen to that constructive criticism. Listen to what your customers are saying. You know, I don't always believe in the term of customers always right, because I don't believe customers always right. However, they are the people who are buying your products. They are the people who are using your service. So if they're saying to you that this is not it, then this is probably not it. So try to make changes. And sometimes change within your business, like especially if you're so used to running things in a particular way, sometimes it can feel uncomfortable. But growth is uncomfortable, change is uncomfortable. But sometimes, just sometimes, you may notice that once you do make changes, customers are happier, they're coming back more, you're making more money. And then you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I listened to them, I'm so glad I made those changes. So make it a habit to, once you've interacted with a customer, ask them, like, you know, if you could just leave us a review of how the service went for you, of how you know, don't bombard your customers with it. I think it's so annoying, like as soon as you finish the call with customer service, they send you a text message straight away saying, oh, you know, how do you think our service went? Leave me alone. It can be annoying, yes, but there are ways to do it. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. The next activity I would say is research. Research, I feel like, is endless. There's times where you might feel like, okay, I'm in a place where I don't have to research anymore. You know, I'm making sales. You might be in a place where your target audience, you're communicating with them, they're making purchase, or they come in and they're using your service, and you feel like you might not need to research anymore, but I don't think that's true. I think that there's always something to learn. Things are changing all the time. The world is changing. The market changes all the time, depending on the market as well. But I feel like things are constantly changing, and you have to adapt. Like sometimes we may be so used to the old way of doing things that we don't want to grow, we don't want to develop. Like as a business, it's important that you're continuously researching about your customer segment. You're continuously researching about your service and how you're providing it, and how others, your competitors, are providing it. It's something that you need to write it down, because otherwise you might just forget. And I feel like with the business model canvas, it's like a small version of your ultimate business plan. It's like the mini business plan. So where you may not actually remember where your business plan is, it's like I can't remember where my business plan is. There's so many things that I planned to do when I did write my business plan that I'm not doing now. Like I mentioned a few videos ago, my business idea was essentially an app. But after consideration, after the trial and errors, I realized that, look, I don't want it to be an app anymore. Maybe later on in life, but for the time being, I have no interest in making it an app. So it's important that you have this business model canvas. That way you're looking at it, stick it somewhere. So every day you're able to see it, you're able to see the different elements of your business. I think this is a key activity that needs to be done. Maybe reevaluating it every month. Are you sticking to what you said you were going to do? Have you changed the way that you're going to do things and the way that you're doing things? And sometimes it's not a bad thing if you've changed the way that you're doing things. However, update the business model canvas, and that way when you come back to reevaluate it again, you'll be able to see the growth and the changes. And at times you'll be able to feel like you're really perfecting your service and the way that you're providing it, and the way that your business is being run. Like you might not be happy with it anymore. You might think, I've actually outgrown this business model canvas. My business has outgrown this, so I will have to reevaluate. And that's a key activity that needs to be constantly reviewed. I would say it could be on a quarterly basis, like it can be every 3 months, or it can be every month. It's totally up to you. But if you're not reviewing your business plan, or you're not reviewing your business model canvas, then what are you doing? The next thing is software updates. Depending on the type of business that you have, you may have a business which you will need to hold a lot of customer information. So with that, just make sure that your laptop, first of all, your laptop is backed up, that your laptop is protected, that you've got the antivirus, that even having CRM softwares, because if you're holding very personal information of clients, it's important that you make sure that you're protecting that information. Make sure that the information is protected, that there's no way of it being leaked, because that will just be another conversation, right? And you don't want to get in trouble for leaking anything. You don't want to get, you just don't want it. The lawsuit, you don't want it. So just make sure that your customers' information are being protected at all times. You may have other activities that you feel like, actually, this is what I need to do on a monthly basis, or this is what I need to do on a day-to-day basis in order for me to provide value. For others, it may be just making sure that you're constantly creating content. That way you're able to constantly provide value in that way. And then if your customer wants more, so say for example with my business, I'm here providing videos totally for free. I'm here providing video for you guys, and this is me providing value. However, if if a potential client or somebody wants a bit more of a personalized session, then that's something that we can do outside or away from YouTube. But if you don't have a customer journey plan, you don't know how your customers are going to come to you, you don't know how they're going to go from being a potential client to actually making that sale, or to actually getting them to come and have that service with you, then what are you doing? So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, click that like button, leave your comment below. If you're starting a business, you're thinking to start a business, if you want to have a bit more of a personal conversation, then leave me an email. Drop me an email. I'm going to leave my email address at the bottom here, so literally drop me an email, we can have a conversation, we can maybe have a call. And yeah, so I'll see you guys on the next video.